Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Dave from the Magical Toy Cupboard. Just wanted to jump on here and do a short video about something I teased in the last video that I did. Basically, I did say there was something coming up that I was planning on doing, and I was 50-50. I wasn't quite sure whether to go ahead with it or not. Something I've been offered, and there was a few questions around this thing that I want to mention in a minute. That I wasn't quite sure about, because I've seen certain other people discuss it and seen other people doing it, and I've seen their experiences, and there's a few things that put me off a little bit, a few things that excited me, and I just didn't know what to do. So basically, I want to get into that in a minute and talk about what it is. I hope everyone's okay. Before I start, I hope everyone's having some good sales and doing well as the summer months are upon us now, because obviously it slows down a bit for some people, depending on what you're selling, to be fair. Obviously, some people keep going up, some people go like this, some people go like this and go back like this, but that's eBay for you. Basically, we have had some nasty hot weather recently, so I hope you've all been coping well with that. Hasn't been easy working in, I must admit, but could be worse. Could be working in a factory, could be working I don't know, in somebody's loft, doing a loft conversion. You could be having to put a lot of clothing on to the job that you do, which isn't nice. So we're lucky really in what we do. So anyway, let's get into it. So basically, I think personally, with anything and business, if you want to improve, if you want to push on, if you want to do better for yourself, then I think you have to try new things, you have to experiment, because otherwise I think if you're not jumping on board with certain things that people are doing, that are doing well, and things are changing, and you have to, I think you have to adapt, is what I was going to say, because otherwise I think you just stay like that, and I think you just sort of plain sailing. And if you're happy to do that, that's fine, as long as you can stay that way and you're doing okay out of it, that's absolutely fine. Excuse me. But if you want to try and push things and try and see where you can go with your business and yourself and sort of take it to that next level, when an opportunity comes about, I think you kind of have to grab it with both hands and just give it a go. And the way I look at it is, if it doesn't work, you've tried it, there's nothing much more you can do. And then you've said you've had a go at it, it's not worked for you, you won't be carrying on with it, and then crack back on with what you were doing before, try something else. But if it works, then fantastic for the business, obviously. If you're getting more money, if it's helping you just achieve more of your goals, what you want in your business, then why not give it a go? So basically what it is, I got a phone call, I'd say about 3 weeks ago now, basically inviting me to join eBay Live. Now obviously it's been rolled out now for a good few months. There's a lot of people doing it. There's a lot of people doing very well off it, actually. And there's a lot of people that I've seen try it and it hasn't quite worked for them. But I just think it's something I'd like to give a go. Like I say, if you don't try new things, you don't know. You just don't know how far you'll be able to push it and what you can do with it. But I have seen some people doing really, really well out of it. My initial thoughts was, obviously, I see a lot of people selling stuff low ball, and I just thought the amount of effort it's gone into, picking the stock up in the first place, the initial outlay for the stock, the work involved in listing it, taking the photos, this, that and the other, then obviously got to pack the item. I see a lot of people selling things for £1, £2, and I thought, I don't know really if this is for me. But then I've also watched a lot of lives where people have been starting things at £3 or £4, £5, £10, and doing really well out of it, and shifting some old stock, which is part of the reason why I wanted to give this a go. And yeah, just sort of clearing down death piles, getting rid of stock that's been sticky, sitting there for a while, because at the end of the day, you just want to get money back into the business and reinvest, don't you? So there's no point having something there that you've made your money back on, and then obviously, it's just sat there now, the rest of the stock, it's not doing anything, you can't move it. So you might as well just let it go for a cheaper amount, and then you've got money coming into the business to reinvest in new stock. So anyway, I had the phone call, And I said, yeah, I'd like to give it a go. And they said, okay, when would you like to start it? And I said, well, ideally, I'd like to start it in July, because it gives me a chance to sort of plan what particular stuff I want to put on there and how I'm going to do it and where I'm going to do it for the best potential. And also to have a chat to my wife about it, other people about it, to watch a few people doing lives, dropping in and out of lives, and see how they're doing, you know, and how they go about it. And to watch a few YouTube videos really, and learn a bit about it as well. So I had another phone call today, which is July the 1st today, basically because I'd got a contract that was sent out for the terms and conditions. I've signed all that yesterday, done a DocuSign thing, sent all that back, and I had a phone call today off eBay to say thanks for sending that back. Next step is a Zoom call next week, where I'll be onboarded onto eBay Live, and basically I'll go through everything, how you set it up, and I can ask loads of different questions. I've got like a list of stuff I want to ask, to find out basically how you go about doing it, how you set it up, and sort of best practices for it. So I've got that next week, and then once I've done that Zoom call and I'm onboarded onto it, then I'll be able to plan my first live. And I've been thinking about that. Obviously, I've had a few weeks to think about it, and I think what I'm going to do is maybe start off with just selling one particular thing, and just giving it a go. The first ones I'm going to do, I've seen a lot of people do, they're just going to be experimental to see what works best, and what times work best, how long to go live for, starting prices, postage, this, that, and the other. It's going to be a learning curve, so I'm prepared to do that. It's not a problem, but I don't want to get a load of how can I put it, better stock, and then put all that on there, and then say I sold, I don't know, 6 items or something, and for about £6, and I was a bit annoyed about it. I thought, what was the point in that? I think it is something you've got to persevere with. I don't know if any of you guys are aware of a chap called Richard Soon. As soon as he sells stuff, he looks to be doing really well on there, to be fair. I've dropped in a few of his lives and I've seen him doing really well. He sells sort of football cards, that sort of thing, comics, and they do really well. And I think, looking at it, because I thought originally, Pops It is just comics and Pokemon cards and things that I've seen people selling, but now I've seen a lot of lives, a lot more than I'd originally. People selling all sorts. They're doing like a mixed show, which I might do that as well, just a mixed show of absolutely everything, because then if you just do the one particular thing, obviously you're just inviting that one sort of I say genre, actually I call people genre, but you know what I mean, those sort of people that are going to come in are only looking for that sort of thing. If you do a mixed show and people are dropping in and out of the show, blah blah blah, then there's going to be something in there that someone's going to see that they want, because it's all different items and stuff. So I'm probably thinking of doing a mixed show at some point, but I should do like niche shows to start with certain things, just to get me into it, just so I've done a few lives, so I know how to do it, know how to set up, know how best to go about it, and yeah, just see what results I get from that. And to be fair, eBay have said, like, you know, they support you all the way. You know, they even drop in some of your lives and just see how it went, and they'll give you advice on that. Then I say, oh, we thought this went really well, maybe do that again, or this didn't go particularly well, probably cut that out, or, you know, which is really what I was looking for, because I did say, you know, I don't mind doing it, but if the support's not there, then, you know, it's going to be a bit of a struggle to start with. But if they're supporting you from the start all the way through, then fantastic. Like, you can't really moan at that. And to be honest with you, look, I've commented on my other videos, like, this year's been really, really slow. I've found it the worst year I've ever had on eBay. You know, I'm not going to be coming on here glorifying that, you know, I'm selling this, that, and, you know, loads of stuff, I'm doing amazing. It's been a struggle this year, I can't lie, it's been a real struggle. You know, vintage helped. Like I say, that's done really well, thank God, because like I said before, you know, eBay at one point just dropped off a cliff. I don't know what happened. It's not exactly brilliant, I wouldn't say at the minute really, but I do think they are pushing these lives now. I mean, you go on eBay now, you go on the app, and the first thing that comes up is tons and tons of lives, like loads of them. So I'm just thinking, you know what, I'm going to get stuck. I'm going to be sat there doing nothing, sitting just going like this, you know, and not going up, and not picking up the business, and sort of staying where I am if I don't have a go at this. I just think you know, it's something I need to do. It's something I need to do. Just at the end of the day, if anything, to put my mind at rest thinking about it all the time, thinking, should I do it, shall I do it, will it do well, will it not do well? So yeah, I've basically decided to jump in, have a go. So once I have this onboarding Zoom next week, then yeah, I'll be able to start setting up my first live and taking it from there. And I think maybe probably do an hour and a half, something to start with, maybe something like that, and then maybe build it from there. I've seen obviously like Nick Hills, he's doing them now. I think George Ross is doing them now. All the guys that you probably all watch on YouTube, they're all jumping onto it. There's not very many that aren't now, to be honest with you. And I just think it's a way of getting some stock quicker out the door. Don't get me wrong, you've got to sell the stuff. You know, you could do a bloody live and sell 2 items, couldn't you, to start with? I think you've got to try and build up a bit of a customer base on there as well, you see, because obviously I think once you go live, there's a thing that comes out telling people you're going live days before, so they can sort of, I think they can pin it so that they know once it goes live they can just drop in. But yeah, but at the end of the day, you know, why not give it a go and see how it goes? And what obviously I'll do, I mean, obviously if you guys follow me on eBay, the Magical Toy Cupboard, you know, drop in, have a look. Even if you're not buying anything, have a look and see how it's going. And obviously I'll do a few videos on here and keep you posted really, and just sort of let you know what it's about, and if it's worth any of you guys doing it, because that's the thing, like it's not so much, you know, doubt in my own mind. I have watched some YouTube videos where people have had a go at it and then not bothered again, and I've thought, oh, how do you know it's for you? But then until you do it, you don't know, do you? And that's the thing, until you have a go yourself and try it and give it a good go, you know what I mean? I'll do as many shows as possible to see if it works, and yeah, if it helps clear out a load of stock and money's coming in a bit quicker, happy days. That's what it's all about, isn't it, at the end of the day? I mean, the summer's a slog for me because I don't really sell clothes, so you know, I've talked about, like in the last video, I'm going to start selling some because I have got a load in the storage now. So I might do a clothes show. And obviously I've nicked this off Whatnot, haven't I, eBay, but I think, who was it? John Luke, I think there's a guy called John Luke. I used to watch years ago, and he started selling in his shed and that. And he's, I don't think he's on eBay anymore, I'm not so sure if he is, but he does Whatnot. And I was watching a podcast thing the other week about him, and I think him and his missus now are turning over like something stupid, like 80k a month or something. I think they did one month. I swear that's what it said, or something stupid. I don't know. I could have got that wrong. That sounds quite extreme, doesn't it? But I've probably got that way wrong. But they're doing very, very, very well. Like big warehouse and everything. So it just shows you can go from small to big like that. But yeah, I'm waffling a bit now. So I think that was literally what I wanted to say in this video. That's the announcement. I got off at eBay Live. I've jumped in. I'm going to do it. As I say, it's 1st of July today. Next Tuesday, do the onboarding Zoom, see how it all works, and then work out when I'm going to do my first one. And I'll keep you guys posted. But for me, interesting times, and hopefully a big development in the business, taking it further and pushing it to the heights I want it to go to, really. Because, you know, every year I've tried to push it that little bit more with certain things. Because I think if you all do it at once, it's a bit overwhelming. And I've been doing it now for just over sort of 6-7 years, and just little small changes, little bits of growth each year, and yeah, just trying new things. And at the end of the day, all we want is a lot more money, don't we? So anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Appreciate you watching, appreciate any new subscribers. If you like the content, click like, click subscribe, and keep an eye out for the next video. And if you haven't seen my previous videos and you're new, go and check them out. There's plenty on there. And yeah, I'll keep you posted, guys. And yeah, thanks for watching. Take it easy, guys. See you later.